Intel Electronics presents the Intellivision Gamer.
What is going on, guys? Welcome to the Intellivision Show, episode 89. I'm your host, the Intellivision Gamer. If you could have only seen me run around like a chicken with its head cut off for the last 30 minutes. Sean, I just saw your comment. Let me throw that up here before we get started. He can't get to his desk because of all the goodies he bought at PRGE. You're not far off. So I did a show right before I left. All that stuff was here. And then whenever I came back from PRGE, I went right back to work. I had zero time. We had to get the kids back. We had to finish homework. We had so much stuff going on with the house. I've worked every day since because I got to help pay for all the stuff I bought. So I literally couldn't even get in up here. I had to like take it all that way and then get in here and then bring it all back in. I didn't even have time. I didn't even load a thumbnail. Like I did nothing. So this should be interesting, but it's just been one of those weeks since I got back. We've had a ton of stuff going on. Our house, it's getting close. They're painting right now. They've got the doors up. So it's looking pretty close, like maybe the end of next week, hoping. So yeah, we'll see. And just so much stuff going on. My gosh, I should have just taken another break and did a video or something, but I miss doing the lives. Like last week when I couldn't do it, it was so weird. I've done one almost every week for a little over 2 years now. And it just feels weird when I don't do it. So let's go ahead. We're doing a little bit of a different kind of a show. I'm going to show you guys and talk about PRGE. Now, I didn't document everything as well as I should have. I mean, let's face it, I was busy at the Atari booth, the Intellivision Revolution booth, and buying a bunch of stuff, among other things like Champ Games, Audacity Games, and several others. But what I was doing was spending a lot of time with the Sprint console. So I didn't get my normal, I didn't go to any of the panels. I didn't do any of the oddball stuff. I didn't go check out Tetris. I didn't do a lot of things because I was so busy with all that stuff going on. And my gosh, it's been crazy. I went up to PRGE with like 926 subs, and we are somewhere over 1250. I get like 350 subs in less than a week. It's crazy. All that Sprint coverage in the video. I couldn't even keep up. I was trying my best. If I missed someone's comment, man, do I apologize. I was literally every waking moment, I was getting in trouble because I was on my phone. There were messages coming in from places I haven't even got messages from people before, plus all the normal avenues that people have, and a lot of them. And, you know, some of you guys, which I know, but there's a lot of new people. And I was trying to keep up, trying to get information out there. And man, it's been rough. It's been a rough week, and it's still going. The videos are still climbing. People are still leaving comments. I'm still trying to reply to everyone, but with work, kids, house add-on, and everything going on, I haven't had time to do much. And, you know, I worked every day since I came back. For the next few weeks, I'll be working. There is a little bit of news. I may be buying some rare stuff, and if I have to do that, I'll be driving back up that way, and that's the only time I'll take off, probably for the next month. But some of the days on the weekends, I'm only working like 6 hours. But let's go ahead and go through chat, and then we'll just start. I'll start showing you pictures and talking about PRGE a little bit. I'll show you most of my pickups. And then I want to do a little bit of discussion on the Sprint console and talk a little bit because so many videos, so many people are doing everything. I haven't, followed up with anything, but we have some cool stuff coming as far as the Sprint goes. But there's a lot of people like Ben who are putting a lot of information out there, and he's coming on the show soon as well. We just got to figure out a time. He's overseas, but we're going to have a nice interview there. Some of the Atari guys are going to come on. I know a few of them pretty well now after all the different shows, Midwest Gaming Classic, a couple PRGEs, and I think I'm going to have two different guys, maybe the same show. We'll get those guys on. That would be kind of interesting. I think I would try to find a moderator for that one. Would probably help out a lot. But, all right, let's go ahead and bring it up. Everything's out of whack. Let me make sure I got this thing going on right. All right. Is that looking right? Yes. So what I did was I kind of went through Hopefully these aren't blurry. I'm doing like a window capture. I don't have them in a slideshow yet. And we'll just go through them and talk a little bit. This was very early on. This was the 16th. So that was Thursday afternoon, like a little bit after I got there. There wasn't too many of us from the Intellivision booth here yet. Oh, sorry, guys. Let me go through and welcome everyone. Oopsie. Sean was first. Dun, 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 dun. Casey's going live. PJ, who messaged me a little bit ago, and I guess you're taking a break, well deserved, or something like that. And I'm like, no, I'm trying to get it going. And his comment actually made me realize, oh crap, I did the thumbnail and I'm getting everything ready, but I didn't enter in StreamYard. So I heard, thank you, PJ, and I hurried up and did that. Eric Lamb's here. Welcome, Eric. Harvey, late setup by Casey, but I'm on time. Yes, I was a little late today. It was either that or not have everything over here. So I think I was like 2 minutes late. It happens. It happens. Benvril, you weren't first today. What's going on, Benvril? Off grid. Bart, what's going on, Bart? Bart ordered a sprint. That's awesome. I can't wait. One of these times when you make PRGE, him and I are going to have a showdown at baseball. We've already talked. Benvril says Mermaid was the winner at PRGE. We played an early version of that in 2024, and I've been waiting for that game. So I haven't got to play the final version yet. So that will be coming soon. I think I'll have time this week. I might do an extra live and there's a lot of games to play. What is it? 13, 14 games total that I have new. So we need to get into some of those, and I can't do that many in one show. So I play nice with a lot of the other YouTubers and try to not, do shows at the same time. So I need to find a slot when I'm available and home and play some of those games. Code, Monsieur, welcome. Hello from Georgia, USA, says Code. TJ, you bastard. Good to see you, buddy. He is the reason that I started collecting again. I just happened to run across his video on the now, failed Amico console, and I seen one of his little skits, and I'm like, what? There's a new console coming? And this was like, I'd already been going a few years with people talking about it, and I'm sure most of you guys have already know this story, and I'm like, oh, wow. So I started watching him, started finding other people again, and I said, you know what? I want to start buying some stuff again. Not like last time, just some stuff and, get some of it back. And, well, we all know how that worked out. Once I got going a few weeks, I'm like, I'm buying everything again. But I tell my wife it's all some of the guys say it's all Casey's fault, but it's all TJ's fault. It really is. Michael Doherty says, I'm hoping the Sprint, I'm assuming you mean Sprint, will play voice and ECS games. Yes, it is voice and ECS compatible. As of now, there's no keyboard there, obviously. But David Harley does have an ECS game package that takes out the need for the keyboard. So that might be a great way to play those games. Most of them don't really need the keyboard anyway, obviously, if David did that. So I'll be testing that as soon as I'm able to. Believe me, all these things I'll be testing. I'll have one console set up just for trying weird stuff, taking it apart and looking at it. It's like I'll have one in every room. I think I'm up to 4 of them so far. I got several Atari, some on Amazon, and another we'll talk about hopefully soon. Let's see. Resurrect the keyboard component. Yeah, wouldn't that be sweet? Yes, yep, it does. It does. Pierre, what's going on, Pierre? Bonjour. EE Buckeye, what's going on, Brad? Good to see you here. Bonjour is like my only word. I'm not even going to try all that. Le Sprint, I can say that. Eric says, I know most of you are more experienced with Intellivision than I am. Does the emulator used in the Sprint support keyboard? If so, I think it would work if you plugged in a USB keyboard in. We're not sure. I don't think so as of yet, but I haven't went through the AtariAge forum with Ben. He knows a lot of things. And if you check out the AtariAge, which we are going to do later in the show, we're going to go through it and we're going to talk about stuff. I haven't done anything like that in a while, if at all. but I've got it up there, and we're gonna go through and find things and talk about it. But first we got to get through all these pickups. It might be a long show. Everyone's saying hello to everyone. Yeah, David Hardley converted ECS 5 games to controller only, which if that's what works, that's to me that's better anyway. Eric says trying to type on my iPad tonight, so a bit more challenging. You should be able to use voice to text, right? And then just check it. Show myself. Uh-oh, what are we doing here? Wake. Oh, I see. I'm like, what do you mean show myself? I'm looking over. I'm like, I'm here, I think. This is because I was a little bit late. We're almost to the part where I'm late. This is going to take a while. Oh my gosh. You guys are in here like crazy. I can't get to the desk because all the stuff. We're finally where I started. Salvatore, what's going on? If you guys want to see Salvatore, I have a picture of him. I'll be throwing up. Torso, I'm going to try to get through this quick, guys. Say hi to everyone. And because this is a long wait, there's a lot of chat in here. I don't want to miss anyone. Mr. Poe Style, what's going on, Poe? Retro Bliss Gaming, I know that guy. That's Phil. What's going on, Phil? Everyone's saying hello. They're all good friends. Jeffrey. I got some new toys, guys. I got some new toys. AI music, AI in general, make boxes come alive, among other things. We've been having fun with it at work. I think I said hi to everyone so far that I haven't missed anybody. I've got to get through this because we're way behind and we've got a lot to show. I was hoping for a literal slideshow with the Kodak carousel projector and screen setup. Darn. I barely had time to hit go live. But still should be a bunch of good stuff to show off, and we'll have some good discussion. Everyone's saying hello, hello, hello. It is an addiction, TJ, and I definitely have it. I've always had it. I've never denied it. Intellivision Sprint, finally an easy HDMI connection. Yeah, I know. That's so many people. It's going to help out. What's going on? What the heck's going on? Good to see you, sir. TJ says, shit, I'm in trouble with Brandy. She only blames me, guys. Even if you told her it's all your fault, she'll still blame me. That's just how she rolls. TJ makes me buy all kinds of stuff. I have the Next and the N-Go and all kinds of specky stuff and games and magazines only because of TJ. That's true. That's true. Although I blame Casey for my Intellivision collection, you're getting up there too. I think I still need to send you some stuff. I keep forgetting that I've been this year has been so nuts for me. It's unbelievable. Good blame Casey, Eric Lamb. TJ saw your post on Castle of Death was awesome. That was fun watching TJ play. I want to see him go live and play that for a few hours. That'd be hilarious. You can keep going until you beat it, TJ. You don't run out of lives. You don't run out of time. It's just pure determination. Torque, what's going on? Welcome. So there's a fast mode. I don't know if you tried that yet, but give that a go and you'll I've gotten like pretty low deaths even on fast. I haven't done the 0 death run on fast yet, but I've got close. And on that speed you were playing, I can go through the whole game without dying once, which is not easy. I mean, I can't do that every time, but I have a video on it. You should check it out if you get some time. It's pretty cool seeing a no death run on a game like that. Yeah, I did too. I was laughing watching TJ play that. I have way too many machines on pre-order. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff too. I keep on my phone in the notes coming in mail, and then I leave. I put down everything has its own line, and I can checkbox it when it, check it off when it comes in. And I put like the digital receipt, any other information that's needed, and it's all in order of when I bought it. And that really saves me because there's lots of things. Sometimes you wait, a couple years before you get something. E Buckeye says, same here, Eric. Crazy times. Oh, thank you, sir. Smash that like button. I'd appreciate that. That really does help. All right, so I wasn't ready for a giveaway. We're going to be doing one soon. Watch for the posts. We are limited on Intellivision Invasion group. It's self-promoting is one post a month. So I have some ideas to help with that, and it'll not clutter the feed as much. But we're going to be doing a giveaway. I was going to do it at 1,000 subs, and I thought I'd be able to do it fairly close to 1,000 subs. But PRG and the Sprint videos were so good to me. You know, you're talking like 350 subs in a very short time. We're now like way over 1,000, but this is the first time I've been live or had a few minutes. So I'm going to give away a homebrew game, and it'll just be one of those, hey, leave a comment and you'll be entered in. If you have the game, I mean, I've got a few others that I could sub in, but you know, it's not, I don't have endless everything, but I'll do my best to get you a game that you don't have if you do. You can always sell it. I don't care about any of that. It's just a giveaway. Everyone enter, do what you want with it. Give it away, sell it, throw it in the trash, whatever makes you happy. Preferably not throw it in the trash, though. Someone would want it. Yes, comment. Thank you, Code. Appreciate that. All right, so let's go ahead and get into all the stuff. I've got it on news. We'll go through the pictures, and then we'll get it into, we started this. Yeah, your PRGE Sprint video got a lot of views. Yeah, I haven't even checked in a while, but it was getting close to 9,000, which when you're around 900 and something subs, that's crazy. The first one that told me that it was going nuts was Go Game Go, Jeff. He's like, you are going to be over 1,000 subs by the weekend. I'm like, maybe. I'm like, I don't know. That's a lot. And boy, was he right. It was crazy. Like I said, I couldn't keep up with all the comments, and I was trying to reply to everything. So again, if I missed something and it was something you needed answered, send me a message again, you know, say, hey, did you miss my comment? Because finding all those different things in all those different places, it's not easy to keep up. I know now, like, imagine those huge YouTubers. No wonder that like a lot of things go you know, they don't respond to everything. They can't. You would have to have a full-time employee with how many people those guys have. TJ says, yeah, 9,000 views is great. I only see that from months or years of video going up. It was just, yeah, I mean, I don't either. I'm like 200 to 500 for the most part. And I mean, I have a few that are up there that weren't shorts. I have that one with Robbie and Pac-Man from a couple years ago. It was like every week it's the most viewed thing I've got. And it was Robbie talking about raising him right. You know, he got it just because it was Pac-Man, and that's like 20-something thousand views. That's nuts. But shorts do that a little easier than videos. One thing I did notice, the premiere I did last Monday, I did some recording of games before they were out. I mean, they were out at the time that went on, and then I was in the chat. That got like 3 to 4 times the views of a live stream. So I'm pretty sure, I'm not an expert by any means at the algorithm that YouTube does, but it does different from live videos to premieres and videos, because that thing way more views than any live stream I've done. That's for sure. So I don't know if that just gets to more people out there. Maybe I should do like a condensed version of the shows. Like, I have time for that, but you know, skip out all the extras, do the news, do the things, do the game, the special gameplay, and put it as a video. But that's a lot of work every week. Off Grid says, I had one video get 12,000 views in the first week. I gained like 2 subs off it. What the heck? 12,000 views? And was that a short or a regular video? I mean, it says video, but just making sure. Only 2 subs. I notice shorts don't get as many subs as like a video. Yeah, and there's so much I want to do, so much more things that I want to put out. It's endless. I could do this like all day, every day, and I'd probably still be behind. I do everything I can with every free moment. I have such a busy life. What's going on, Horse Stream? Good to see you. Regular video, Golf Plus, and VR. I still haven't used my Meta 3. I mean, I tested it, set it up, played Angry Birds, but I just I haven't had time. I've worked every day to pay for PRGE, was gone at my stepdaughter's and, my grandson. We came back, we kind of getting the house back to normal. The house expansion's going on, coordinating all that even while I was gone. I've been working every day since I came back, and that's going to be a thing until the house is done. I'm going to need a whole weekend to get everything out of the shop. I've got a 30 by 50 by 16 foot high shop, completely full, all stuff, no cars. When the house is done, a lot of the stuff's going into the house. The problem is everything's in the back of the shop that has to come in. So I have to pull all this stuff out to get to the stuff that has to come in. I'm going to be tired and sore. And Mr. Huck says, it was fun seeing Rev's new toy at Pat's booth. Yes. I don't know if I'm supposed to say what that is. But yes, that was fun. I think I hope I might have omitted pictures from that. I hope I did. We'll find out when we're going through them. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get through these pictures because we're almost half an hour in and haven't even really started. So this was a picture. Oh no, I'm thirsty already and I forgot to bring water. Do I have another one up here? Oh boy, that's going to be a long show. I don't think I have any. Oh, crap. So this was a picture I just kind of took. I think I sent this one to my wife, showing her, look, I'm here. They're all setting up. It's still kind of empty. This was one of the early booths that was pretty much set up right away. One of the big ones. They had a lot of nice stuff. The only problem with these really large booths like this, they only have so many people that can go in. So they have someone there saying, wait, and there's a huge line. It's like, I just don't have time to wait. If there was something specific I needed to get out of there, I would do it. Or I come back another time and whenever it's a little less busy. This was part of the play area. Lots of consoles and things set up. You just walk up, sit down, and play it. This was the cool living room they have. This one, obviously, there's two sides you can see. I didn't sit down and play anything, but there were people there. A lot of the show, retro living room, as you can see. I think it's cool when they do this. It's been there the last several years. This was a tournament area, lots of seating. I think this was for the Tetris tournament, but I could be wrong. A lot of these early pictures, with no one there yet, they were still setting up. Oh, there's 3 sides on that one. I think I didn't even, let's go back. Oop, went too far. Oh yeah, I see it now. You've got the 2 sides and there's one on the far side. I didn't even notice that when I was there, or pictures, obviously. This tournament, this area had a lot of people. This was one of the welcome areas. I went over there before they were even setting up. This was another Thursday picture, super early. This was some of the first few people at the Intellivision booth. You've got C-Mart on the left, Intellivision Aries podcast, and Super Collector. And then the next one over, you've got Rick, another Intellivision Aries podcast guy. Then you've got Jason, and then it's Steve Jones Box Company. Here we've got on the left, One Hat Man. This was, when was this? This was in the evening time when we should have been eating dinner, but it was still getting some of the boxes set up. It's an assembly line. Nothing was open yet. Obviously, they didn't open until Friday. Was it like 11? So that's One Hat Man. Then you've got EE Buckeye in the blue shirt, and that's Rev trying to hide. He was looking up, and this was the best picture I had. He was ducking down behind the box in front of him when I was taking the pictures. And then on the right side, you've got Luke, the Intellivision collector. Oh, I can see this is going to be a long show. I'm already thirsty. I thought I had some water stat. Oh, yes, I do. Oh, this is saving me. I'm so glad that's there. All right, let's see here. It's a lot of fun. Like I said, one of these times, if I don't have a car full, you need to plan and come with me. You would not regret it. It is so fun up there. It doesn't matter if you buy a lot of stuff, if you buy it, nothing. There's so much to just do, see, and people to talk to that it's, even if you just go do that, the show is amazing. The arcade was well laid out this year. It's like anything, they're getting better every time they do it. They have to one up themselves. Everyone from the 80s had a family member that had that furniture. And is that shag carpet? Happy Halloween. Yes, we are going to my sister's, which is over where we used to live before we moved out here in the country, my grandparents' house, or their old house, I should say. And it's been a couple years redoing it and adding the shop and asphalt and everything new. Well, everything was put in. But she lived one street behind us. She moved in a few years after us. And so we're going back over there and we're going to go trick-or-treating Friday. Don't drink it. Not up here, it's not. I'm the only one that comes up here with the occasional of my kids, and it's clear, buddy. And I opened it. If I come into work and there's a water that I left, I know it's mine, but I still throw it away and get another one just because somebody could have done something. Jim, what's going on? Good to see you. Great coverage from PRGE, man. Yeah, like I said, I wish I could have did better. I should have did more shorts, little videos. I've got a lot of stuff, but not near what I should. But I did get that coverage, the early coverage of the Sprint console, which is pretty cool. I got one of the first pictures. They showed it to me before everyone got to see it. I got to unbox one of them, which we'll go through those pictures if you haven't already seen those. I thought that was really cool, and that they let me do one of the consoles like that. I should have did a video, but I didn't want to hold it and be shaking around. And so I just did pictures and did every stage of it. Yeah, never trust friends. Yeah, because there's things like putting Clear Eyes, a little squirt into your water. I heard that'll make you run to the bathroom. I don't do stuff like that to people. My practical jokes, well, to me, they're funny, but they're never anything mean like that. All right, let's get back over to the pictures. There's myself. Oh, it's cutting them off. Okay. I thought it was going to do the opposite, but it's cutting off part of the picture. I've got an Intellivision shirt on. I believe I got it from John at Gen X Grown Up, but I could be wrong. Has the console, says Intellivision, but there is myself holding an Amico controller. First time I had held one in my hands. There's one of the backdrops you can take pictures from. I believe that was from previous years because I have pictures of myself, unless they made another one. This was dinner time. This was getting close to 8 o'clock, and we had a large group. I don't know what it was, like 20 people, maybe more. And this is Brad, Luke on the far side. That's Sean's butt. And that's Mike's Gaming Gala on the right. And then here you've got Anthony, and I can't remember. I'm not going to say the title of I believe it's his wife, could be friend. I don't know. And there is Rick. He was a little cold. He's got some earmuffs on. Rick of the Intellivision Aries podcast. And there you've got Tim, one of the drunk siblings on the left in the red. And then you've got Killjoy, Phil on the next one in. And that's one Hat Man striking a pose. And you've got AJ. That's Tim's sister, the other half of my drunk sibling on the right. And this is one of the big tables. You can see Seymour dead and center doing what he always does. He's always telling me I'm number one. I try to tell him, it's like, dude, you are a way bigger collector than I am. All the stuff I have, you are way bigger than I am. But he keeps telling me I'm number one in every video, every picture. I'm starting to believe it. I do have stuff he doesn't have, like the Tudor Vision, and I have a few other things too, but that's about it. After that, that guy, he has so much, it's insane. We've got Jason, Steve Jones, C-Mart, Anthony, I believe his wife. You've got Rick. You've got Glenn, APH guy, one of the guys that started everything. And then on that far side, it's not very big on my screen over here. That looks like, is that Steve? Then Lathe, and then Mark Thompson. Then you see Sean's backside there. Then you got Luke, one Hat Man. Simone. And I forget who was on the other side of Simone. My gosh, maybe one of these other pictures will show it. And then on the little side table, because they already ate, because they were over there hungry and we took forever. And that is Mike's Gaming Gala, Tim and AJ, and Brad. He was eating, but the other three ate already. See if I can see who it was. Oh, I should know who it was anyway, but So this was my early stuff that I picked up on Thursday. This was not really from the show, but I got it at the show. Pumpkin Trilogy 2, Phoenix, and I still haven't tried either one of them. I'll catch up with you guys here in a second. I don't think there's too much. I don't see a whole lot. And 2 play cart boxes additional. I did have one, and I meant to order extras to put with. I have quite a bit of play cable stuff, and I want to put those out with my play cable. And this was a special see-through cart for D2K. I don't think I have one of those, but I picked it up. What's going on, John? Good to see you, Retro Bro, in the house. Going through all the PRGE pictures, and we're still on Thursday. So this was the DeLorean that they had, and I don't know about all, but they're raising money for research, and you pay to take a picture. There's different levels of what you could do, and it was pretty cool. I love seeing cars like this. At the Midwest Gaming Classic, there were a ton of themed cars from movies and TV shows. This was the first picture I took of the Sprint when he first brought one of the 2 that were there out. I hurry up and took a picture, and I was sending it out to people. And then John says, "Oh my God, I would have risked jail time to try and leave that place with that hoverboard." LOL. Yeah. I don't think I would have got all my goodies when they kicked me out. This was the second picture. It showed the console sitting there. Sorry if it's a little grainy. Like I said, this is an ideal way that I'm showing it, but at least we can see the pictures and we can talk a little bit about it. Yeah, me too. Me too. I cannot wait. I have them ordered from everywhere you can order them, and whatever gets here first will be the first one I show off and unbox. So I kind of set the box there, the console, put it on Astros Master. You can see the menu there, the overlays. I had a better picture when I lined up the overlays, but this is the one that got uploaded to the computer. So yeah, Sprint. Brian F, what's going on? Get them Sprint box variants, if any. Yeah, definitely. I'll have one of everything for this. Yeah, I said earlier, you got one pre-ordered. I don't know if you pre-ordered it from Direct or Amazon, but I know you got one. Let's get back over here. Come on, mouse. I got one of those ultra-wide monitors now. Sometimes it's a long trip all the way over. So this was the first picture I held the box. I can't remember who I had take this picture. And this is whenever we're doing the unboxing. When you open it up, that was the first view. Take the console out. You've got a tray in there. And then you've got the little quick start guide and the little foam paper. You pull that off. You've got the cord. The boxes to the right are overlays. TJ says, my Intellivision System 3 looks terrible in RF connections, as you can see. It wasn't that bad. I mean, it's doable. Yeah, Eric, looking forward to the Sprint. Me too. I'm excited. I was excited. I was over there. First thing when I got there, hello to the guys that were there, and pew, over to the AtariAge booth, and I hung out there a lot, just waiting for that first glimpse, which I didn't have to wait too long to get, luckily. Maybe one day, a year or two, I'll buy the new Sprint. It's definitely worth it. You can throw all the original ROMs, all your homebrews. There's a ton of free ones, ton that are cheap. It'll play them all. BCB, what's going on? Good to see you, sir. The 3 new Topolan games just announced. So stoked. Oh, I haven't seen that yet. How to do an 8-minute special on it. I'll definitely check out your video afterwards, after I go down and eat, and then I'll catch up. I haven't had time to watch. With not being able to watch at work anymore, my YouTube video watching has been crazy. This was the Audacity Games booth. They had Poseidon's Gate, which is David Crane's new game. Side note, I didn't get any pictures on it. Rev asked me to go have David sign. You know, he programmed Pitfall, among many other things, but Pitfall 1 was one of the releases at PRGE, and I took it over there and had him sign it to Rev right on the front. Or no, he wanted to sign it on the back. That's right. He said, I'll sign it. He smiled. But I want to sign it on what I made on this collection, which was the Pitfall screenshot. And there is Dan, and C-Mart's buying his copy of Poseidon's Gate. And there you see Brad on the right side in the back. The coolest thing, I see these guys at a lot of different shows, and I always go chat with them for quite a bit, multiple times during the show. If you ask Dan where they got the name from Casey's Gold, and he'll tell you that we named it after him and point to me, which is awesome that they play along. And they got Tim pretty good. Tim, one of the drunk siblings, I said, ask him he asked him where they got the name from Casey's Gold. And he says, we named it after him. And the look on Tim's face was great. I'm like, man, I got to thank you, Dan, for playing along with that. You are great. We told him, of course, but I love that they play along. I started telling them that when I first met them, when the game first came out, and I tell them every time. I don't even have to. They say it themselves. Here is Sean. I think this was the first time he played the console, and those are two Atari guys on the right side. You can see one of the tech guys at Atari, the tall guy, that's Matt, and David Page is on the right. And if you just call him David 1 and David 2, because there's two Davids that are always at these shows, and the tall guy with longer hair, that is David 1. David Page is David 2. And there is one of the shots of the Hotel Eastland where most of us stay. It's a really nice hotel, and it is literally right to the right, and across the street is where the PRGE Convention Center is. And it's so close. It's a nice hotel. It's a little pricey, but it has a rooftop bar and restaurant, and it's where everyone stays. It's really nice. Here is Al, the AtariAge. I was picking up my first 3 new Atari 2600 releases, and I asked him if I could take a picture, and that was Strike Zone, the new bowling game, Plan B, and man, I don't even know how to say it. Is it Riceg? That game looked really good. He recommended these 3. I said, if I'm buying 3 games right now, what? And he said, of the new games, and I said, yes, which 3? And these are the 3 that he picked, and I had played them. I liked all 3, so I picked these up first. I did go back, as you'll see, and of course I got more. Let me see here. Someone's laughing. That could be. I do love what the new Atari is doing. Yes. And I told them they need to buy the Odyssey 2. Is it Ed Everett that owns all the games, but maybe the Magic games? If he's selling, they could buy them all in one big swoop and do another console and then start releasing those. There's a lively community, especially outside the States. It's crazy how popular the Odyssey 2 is in Brazil and Europe. My jacket stays in plastic. Is that the Atari one? Blitz Coffee Boy says, I can drive up in 2 days and sleep in my car. Just don't come near me and sniff. Are you talking about the PRGE? That one's 10 hours for me. I don't mind that drive at all. Maybe 10 and a half with a little bit of traffic. Yeah, you don't want to stay at a cheap hotel. No. Definitely not. And I don't want to walk around. There was a protest going on there, and I think I read somewhere it was like 40,000 people all outside down the streets. I've seen pictures. I didn't go outside till it was mostly dispersed. It was all peaceful. Never heard one bad thing. But you never know. It only takes one thing to start going, and with that many people, it can go nuts in a hurry. True, Salvador. Yeah. I started staying there from the first time because that's where most of the guys stayed. And I figured I'm coming up here to hang out and have the whole experience. I want to be in the same hotel as the bulk of the Intellivision guys. Beat 'em and eat 'em. Did you get that thing I sent you? The animated box post, speaking of beat 'em and eat 'em. Whenever someone sent that, I saw it. I'm like, oh, I got to send that to Poe. I'm not showing it here. It's not appropriate. But Poe always talks about that game, so I had to send it to him. Phil, what's going on? I have a complete box O2 collection. I'll assume you mean the US set. I have that as well. If you have the worldwide set, woo, there are a ton of those things. I have the US set, and I have a ton of homebrews. I try to keep up, but I don't have them all. John says, Casey, you may not see my post, but we got both my NES releases up on the publisher's website. Please send me a link. I'll try to remember to go afterwards. You send me a link, I'll go buy it. I want that game. NES Homebrew from the Retro Bro. I've seen a little bit of it. It looks fun, and I want to support, especially anyone that I know and watch on YouTube. you release a game, I've got to have it. BCB says those cheap hotels are like the Ritz-Carlton here. Woo. Code says the main focus on these protests are to be peaceful. Yeah, that's great. I mean, even if it's something I don't agree with, peaceful protests don't bother me at all. It's just the thought of, one little thing could spark something, and then you're out in the middle of that many people. It can get nuts in a hurry. But I love peaceful protests. Nothing bothers me. Just wasn't gonna walk through it. Yeah, US set. Yeah, that's pretty good. There's only a few games that are super rare and hard to get. And it's fun to collect for. I had one neighbor that had the Odyssey 2. That's why I'm nostalgic for it. But I have it all. I love playing it. I have a ton of homebrews. I've got like 20 homebrews sitting here to make videos on. I haven't even had time to keep up on the Intellivision stuff, let alone the retro gamer channel. But I've got a ton of good content. I just need some time. As soon as the house is done, we're more in the winter time. Man, we should slow down a little bit, but I'm probably going to be working a lot because I've got the Sack Gamers Expo coming up, and I'll be buying a bunch of Master System and NES. I'm almost to 100 of, I think, 114 out of the Master System collection for US, and I'm about 500 in for NES, maybe a little more now. I buy a lot of that stuff at the local shows. I'm getting to where I need a lot of heavy hitters, so it could be an expensive trip, but that one's only like an hour and a half for me, probably a little less. I might go one day. If I go both, I might just stay in a hotel, take the family like we did last year. I've slept in worse. Some of the long trips, I have a motorhome, and we would just park and use the generator when we needed, turn it off, like rest areas. You're allowed to camp there. Some areas, there was just like nothing really around, KOAs and different things. So we just stayed, and that was our 5,000-mile trip when we ended up at the Midwest Gaming Classic. That was a long trip, but we did a lot of family stuff. It wasn't just there. So aren't they always protesting something? Portland is pretty famous for protests, but like I said, even if it's something I don't agree with, I can appreciate a peaceful protest. It's whenever they're, just looting and, people are getting killed or beat up, and they're, starting fires, and no matter, even if it's something I agreed with, I wouldn't agree with anything like that. So peaceful, I can deal with all day long. Yes. I've heard about 100 pre-orders. I have about 100 pre-orders on the way. I'll be busy until March. Yeah. You probably weren't here earlier. I keep a big list on my phone of everything. I order so much stuff, I would honestly lose track. I have that list, and sometimes I lose track when stuff takes so long. I've got so many things that are so down on that list, I forget I even ordered them. Sorry, Retro Bro. 500 licensed and unlicensed. It's combined. I just have one big list. Homebrews, I only have a handful, and a lot of them are hacks. So I welcome your game. Between all the stuff I do for Gen 2, I mean, I'm not rich. I work a lot to buy all this stuff. Keeping up on Intellivision homebrews, all the homebrews I buy for the 2600 and the Odyssey 2. I'm also in a lot of the clubs like OpCode Games and Collector Vision. And, and I'm collecting NES actively and Master System. So to also buy all the homebrews right now, I just can't. I'm already... I don't even know how I've got what I've got. I'm at 500, and I started last December. So it's been an expensive less than a year. Oh, no, you're not alone. If I was rich, I would have to have a giant warehouse just to store it all in. I do it with working lots of extra double time. Luckily, most of the time we work on weekends is double time. If we're not doing something, family or whatever, I go to work. Even if it's 4 to 6 hours, I try to do 8. And then when I get home, we do family time. Unless we're going like to the lake, on a little mini vacation for the weekend, I don't miss any family time to work. But every other time we're not doing anything, I work. We have 7 days a week, 12 hours a day open. But I just can't live there. But I work there a lot. Yeah, just Atari stuff. I do it all for Gen 2. And I like a lot of other stuff too. I mean, I have everything Evercade. We're up until like just recently, even all the variants, everything, the versions from other countries. I bought everything, all the socks, the calendars, the little extras. I had all of it. And then whenever they started doing those, I can't remember what they're called. I have one right over here. The little tabletop arcades, and they're like $300 each, and there's 4 of them. I'm like, I'm not buying 4 of those every time they release them. That's just too much. I can't wait for all my kids to be moved out so I can recklessly spend my money on games like Casey. I have a stepdaughter and a grandson. They're out of state, but my kids are 10 and 13. I'm in my 50s, but 10 and 13. So I've still got to do the cars, college, moving out. I might have a little bit of a hard time with I have a crazy spending habit, but like I said, when you're getting double time, it adds up quick. And I have no house payment. That helps a lot. Should be getting our CollectorVision games. Yeah, I know. The 2025 club. Are you talking about that? I've been waiting for those to come. It should be any time. I mean, I think they're usually out by now, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I know you do. Yeah, it got crazy trying to find stuff. It's like a full-time job trying to track all that stuff down, make sure you don't miss anything. Yeah, we're real close. 14 and 9, 13 and 10, super close. Yeah, that's huge because we do a lot of fun stuff and I spend a lot of money on games, but nobody here goes without anything they want or need, and everything else I spend on games. A lot of which I never even touch, which is sad, I know. But I have good plans to play with everything. What's up, Kay Collier? Do you have any games from that you bought when the Intellivision first came out? Yes. I still have my original consoles when I was a kid, 2609 and then the Intellivision 2. And if I open it up, I can still see the red Kool-Aid stain when my sister spilled it, and it didn't work for like a week. And then it came back to working. My games, I have thousands of games, and my originals are all mixed in, sadly. But I have them. And I only had like 30-something games when I was a kid. And I never bought the late ones. So whenever I go through, whenever I get the house done and I start going through everything, I have huge crates of tons of stuff. I'm going to start looking through all the games, and anything that I actually wrote a high score in, I'm going to set all those aside as my childhood games because those can be verified, and then I won't touch those. But it's going to be a lot of work because I have thousands of games to go through. I was a hoarder. That's what they always call me then. They call me now. I'm an Intellivision hoarder. I have a house payment, card payment, and student loans. Yeah, that makes it more difficult. Free money equals more games. Yeah, I get that every year. I'm looking forward to it again. My oldest is 19. She leaves for the Navy in like 20 days. Woo! Are you excited, scared? Everything rolled into one? I shouldn't have to deal with that for quite a few years, but you never know. My son is like 5.5 years from being an adult, which is crazy. Let's just say I have more than enough to play for when I retire in I know. I can fully retire in 5 years, 55 and 30 years in service. But I have young kids and I want them to have insurance without paying extra. And I have a spending habit that is crazy, and I can't do that on a fixed income. Casey here we go. Casey can never retire. He would never have money if he did. I would have money, but nowhere near what I have now. I know you are. Atari hoarder for sure. Biggest Atari collection easily in the whole state. Woo! Now, both me and my wife were in the Navy. That's how we met. My uncle and my aunt were Marines, and they met there. And but when I say uncle, I'm the oldest of my generation. He's the youngest. He's only 4 years older than me, so it was more like a cousin. But they met and got married afterwards, and they were young, out of high school. And I have 4 cousins, so that's awesome when that works out like that. Just turned 50. I just turned 50 recently. This is going to be a 4-hour stream. No, it can't be. Kids are home alone. So with the house add-on, it's because we're talking a lot. I haven't even trying to keep up with chat, doing pictures, haven't even showed all the stuff. We're going to have to get going. Thank you for reminding me, Salvador. I have an expensive travel habit. Yeah, you have like 1 billion miles. Told my wife I was going to turn her room into the 80s arcade. She shot that down real quick. Yeah, that would be awesome though. Roger, what's going on? Psycho Stormtrooper in the house. I know. Now that I'm in my 50s, AARP is wanting me to be a member, which I haven't done yet. Bart says, I'm a Navy vet too, Retro Bro. That's awesome. Thank you for your service, everyone. I do appreciate it. My grandfather was World War II, and my dad does a lot of stuff with Sons of the American Legion. He's an officer, and he's doing stuff like every week there. I'm a member too, but I have never served. When I was of age, there wasn't really much going on. I was like, it was just all over, and then I was a little bit older, and then I was working for Gallo. I've been there 25 years, so I would have went if I was needed, but I never joined on my own. Thanks, Casey. Great chat and stream. We appreciate you. Appreciate that, BCB. I'll catch your video out as soon as I can. I want to see some Evercade stuff. Easy there, Air Force boy. Oh boy, here we go. All right, let's get back to the pictures here. So this was some of the early stuff. Are these all grainy for you guys? Man, I had no time to prep, and I thought that would work. This picture is actually grainy. It's not that. I don't know why that one's all like that. That's like that. That's weird. So here we go back to clear. I don't know what happened with these photos. So you've got Montezuma's Revenge. These were all demos coming in from Luke. Deadly Dogs just released yesterday. Dreadnought Return released yesterday. IntellivisionCollector.com. The 3 carts you see are light gun games for the Intellivision, and those were a lot of fun. The booth was packed over there. You've got a new version of Beat 'em and Eat 'em with a new ROM. They did add-ons. You got Duck Hunter, which is a fun new game. It's very well done. I've tested it for quite a while. You have the test cartridge. I don't know what happened with this photo. Sorry, guys, but it's not the way I'm showing it. Then you got Road Fighter, a recent release from Intellivision Collector. Lots of goodies there. Made it for a great picture. There's John, the Gen X grown-up, checking out and doing a video on the Sprint. The picture are looking good over there. Those two look blurry. And here you've got One Hat Man, Luke, Steve Orth. I don't know why he's covering his face. And you've got Phil and Steve Jones. They are trying one of the gun games. And what was set up there was there's 2 units daisy chained, and there was 4-player action going on, and which was really cool to see. Nice, Eric. I was on the Carl Vinson 04 to 08, deployed to the Gulf in summer of 05. In 05, I was 30 years old. Didn't stay since my wife and I had our oldest daughter, the one going in the Navy. That's awesome. You've got a Navy family. It seems to work that way. It's like they just keep going. My dad didn't go in. I didn't go in. I thought about it at first when I was in high school, and I just never did. But I appreciate everyone who does. Here is John Hancock, and this is actually a video. I don't think that'll play in here. Let's see. Oh, it does. There's a bad word. The person that was standing next to me. I was trying to get him signing my Tortoise's box, and then I forget who it was. We were talking about something, and the a-hole word came up. I'm like, but I had to use it. And here is One Hat Man, and we'll hopefully get this is a portrait shot. It crops it. I'm not sure why it's doing that. It doesn't do it on my my side of the computer. I think maybe it's because I have that cropped. This were the banners for all the Intellivision Revolution and Intelligent Vision games that were released. And he has a very special shirt that he made. That one's blurry over here too. I'm not sure what's going on. Hopefully it's not too bad for you guys. What's going on, Phil? Was I the only person in shorts? No, I wear shorts every day, even when it's freezing cold. I'll assume you're not talking about shorts like the videos. Dang, Bart, 87 to 92. I was in middle school and high school. I graduated in 93. Retro Bro was 2. Yeah, I always wear shorts. Cold, hot, doesn't matter. So here's a little bit more of a close-up. He had these shirts specially made. I told him I've got to have one. So I think I'll have one here shortly. There were Running Men, the Intellivision Revolution version, running down the sleeve, which was cool. There's the front. Let's see. I didn't get the sleeve. Here was the back of the box. Why are these? Okay, I might just be like that because I have it smashed in a little bit. Yeah, they are pixelated a little bit. It's the way I'm showing them. I was afraid of that, but hopefully it's enough to see them. They are high res. It's the way I'm showing them here, which I wasn't ready for anything else. I don't know. I don't know if these are the final. This is the internet. This has all the different countries on it. I don't know if this is just one of the boxes or the final version. There were two of these, and they're early versions, but final, I don't know. Yeah, all I did was drag out this area next to me and put it back, and it cleared up. No idea why. All right, let's get back into this. This shows the controller and how they dock in USB-C. I should have tried a charge cord. I'm assuming you can charge them and play. The light, this one here up on top, you can see the light on the left. That signifies player 1. And then you've got the middle blue light on the other one, player 2. And then if it's charging, it'll have a red light where the green light is. That one was fully charged. They slide in nice. They slide out nice. Here you can see I made it plugged it in and made it show you the red and the green. Oop, let me take that off. Get back over here. This shows the flat bottom on the controllers, which for a lot of us, that was a little weird at first, but it's not bad. It's just for so many years been gripping under there. But depending on how you hold it, you might not even notice. This was Tim. This was in the 9 o'clock hour on Friday, the arcade. Everything's free play. Tons of arcades, pinball, consoles. It's a lot of fun. Thought I took that off, but you got to click it twice when you're in another window. Yeah, the controllers felt good, Salvatore. Mr. Huck. Doubt it's the final version. Simone pointed out that the Italian section is actually in Spanish. They were early versions. The consoles, probably everything. We didn't even know for sure if they were going to show whatever the release was at PRGE because they weren't sure if they had it in time. So they could have just been early versions of boxes as well. I'm not really sure. So cool. I so wish it had a port for old games as well. Yes, but usually you don't get both. Like the 2600 plus, 1700 plus, they can do carts, but some of the newer homebrew, none of them worked at first. But you can't use the multi carts, and you can't sideload ROMs. So I'm hoping something like an Intellivision Plus comes in the future, and we can have both worlds. But I think it's great to be able to sideload all the 125 and all the homebrews, and they work. So I mean, it's really what a console with a cart is doing anyway. It's just a cheap dumper, bring it into the same emulator. So I love that we can play all the games, whether you have them or not. There's so many available legit that you can get original, and a lot of homebrews that are full games that are free, and a lot that are cheap. And hopefully this brings the rest of the publishers into ROM packages with so many people going to have a Sprint console. Yes, definitely you need to. PRGE is an amazing show. You won't regret it. I didn't notice till you told me, but some games I probably would have noticed. Yeah, it depends on how you hold the controller. Phil says, my dad was on the destroyer USS English in the Pacific theater of World War II. My brother Danny was Vietnam in the Navy. My brother David was in the Marine Corps. It's still emulation with a cart slot. Yeah, just use OG hardware for the carts. Yeah. Just a card dumper. You have to have an FPGA with an SD card slot like CollectorVision Phoenix. Yeah, I love my Phoenix. But a lot of people don't want to pay the money that those consoles cost, unfortunately. I'd love to have FPGA consoles for this. I mean, I do have some for other consoles, but none of the old stuff. All right, let's get back to the pictures. Here is Mike's Gaming Gala playing Cleopatra. And I did a video and I said, here's Michelle playing Cleopatra because that's one of his people that he plays in his videos. And I made him laugh. Here's Sean playing Centipede. We had a few friendly competitions between a lot of us at the arcade that night. These are day one purchases for me for Friday. Let me see if it's blurry again. I don't know why it's doing that. Darn it. But you're talking about a lot of stuff here. Let me see. Can I clear this up? Some of it's cut off. All right, let's see if that works. So these paintings are huge, and I'll show you all this stuff, so I'm not going to spend any time here. Every year I take a picture of everything I've got on each day, and I throw it on the bed and post those pictures. Atari's never going to do an FPGA. Yeah, I agree. Never do an FPGA. Honestly, second gen stuff, you don't need it. It works really good under there. Yes, I did. Got to catch. Yes. All right, buddy. Thanks for coming in, and we'll catch you later. No, I made a little bit of room, and then all the high-end stuff, I sleep with it next to me, so Sean doesn't take it. Sean's my roommate at PRGE every year. That was only for the play cable, Roger. Only for the play cable. This was... how blurry are these? Are these even worth looking at, guys? I don't know why they're doing that. When I tried it before, they weren't blurry like this. And it's when I'm looking at them on the computer, it's doing the same thing. It's not just in OBS in StreamYard. I'm looking at these pictures on my file folder, and they weren't earlier. This is where I had all the consoles set up in Intellivision Revolution booth. You can see Rev, Steve Jones, Mark Thompson, looks like FDR for Prez. There's Russ, part of 8-Bit Widgets, and there's Michael of Mike's Gaming Gala. All right. As long as they're good enough to look at. And here was the Vectrex mini booth. This booth was popular. You could play the original and see the size differences. You could play the minis. They were very knowledgeable and could talk about it. There was good banners. It was a nice booth. Yeah, I have no idea, Phil. I've shown pictures before and it didn't do this. I'll probably figure it out after we're done. Next time I'll have a better way to show this. I didn't have any time to prepare a slideshow. That would have been the best way, and then just played one video and then talked to it. This is Mike, the gaming road warrior, and his son in the background. Here's a picture with Mike's Gaming Gala and Mike. There, Mike, I look the same height as Mike. Mike's a little bit taller than I am. This is the booth right before. Wow, that's really pixelated. What the heck? Even whenever I'm blowing that one up, that one's heavily pixelated. The Intellivision Revolution booth, all the games are set up on display. You've got Rick, Intellivisionaries podcast, taking some pictures. Yeah, on the phone, it probably looks good. On a monitor, not so much. You got Rev there. This was the 18th, Saturday, about midday, and it was the 40th anniversary for NES. I wore an NES shirt that day as well as Rev, and there's Steve Jones Box Company. You see Luke and Lathe. Here's Salvatore. You guys see him in the chat all the time. He's the horse racing champ almost every time. Always, there's my shirt, classically trained NES shirt. I try to get a picture with everyone. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. I think that's Matt. Sorry if I got it wrong. I know who you are, and I'm pretty sure I have that right, but forgive me if I don't. Here was John of John Champo, Champ Games. They always have an amazing booth. There is the side where you can play some of the games. Here's another side with a few more consoles and TV set up. Chaotic Grill? Chaotic Grill, one of the new games. This is driving me nuts. I don't like seeing them all pixelated like that. This is crappy. Steve Jones, what's going on? Dale, okay, Wolfie, right? Wolfie. Yeah, oh yeah, there it is. Wolfie, Dale. That's right. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. I hate it when I get people's name wrong. And I talk to him a lot, so it's not one I should be getting wrong. I got Hux wrong last year, too, because Buckeye, Brandon, Brad, mixed those two up. That day we had Gil, Tilden, and Lance Barr at our booth for like an hour and a half. On the Saturday, Steve Jones of Steve Jones Box Company. Good to have you here, Steve. Here is Rev playing the Vectrex Mini. And here is a guy that always humors us. That is Rick holding a box of Cheez-Its. I don't have a picture of the other stuff he held up. I don't know if he wants me talking about that, but there was some fun had, we'll say that. Here are some of the many people that frequented the Intellivision gun game corner of the booth. The entire show, that thing was packed. Every time I went by, you see Caleb's backside talking to Mark Thompson. And there's Luke playing on the Sprint. We loaded up Super Mario Bros. So as an Intellivision guy, loading up on the Sprint at the AtariAge booth, a Nintendo game. Here we ran some diagnostics on the Sprint. You had all the different little tests. There it shows ECS yes, IntelliVoice yes. All the standard Intellivision 1 exec, standard Intellivision. That was a repeat pick. And here we have David Page, the AtariAge booth guy. He went over and grabbed a few Intellivision games. Those guys, much like us, they do like both sides of the Gen 2. He got Princess Liddy and Mermaid Enchanted Ocean. And they gave him that cart. I think it was Cloudy Mountain, but I can't remember for sure. This was one of the games. This was the lone Intellivision at the AtariAge booth. Akalabeth, however you say it. This was Old School Gamer Magazine. Ryan is great. The crew's great. I love the magazine. I subscribe. I highly recommend it if you still like a physical magazine. I get this one, and I also get Retro Gamer. And you've got some people that write for this magazine. There's some stuff in the works where they're going to probably start featuring an Intellivision page or two, however it works out, every issue. And then we're going to try to help promote that Intellivision will be in there on a regular basis and see how that partnership works out. Tofu, what's going on? Did Atari speak to you about making the Sprint before it was announced? Did they consult the community? No, I have nothing to do with any of that. I found out about it when I walked into the show a little bit after. I had no previous information about it. I knew something was coming, like a lot of us, but didn't know what. They kept it pretty well kept secret. So this was John Hancock's complete US boxed NES set. And it's in chronological order. Oops, and these pictures are not. There we go. That's the first one. You see the black box games on top. This was really cool to see. There were 3 rows. The only box that wasn't there was Stadium Events, which for obvious reasons, that costs a fortune. Stadium Events was there, but not the box. Every other US release in order of release date was here. And I got pictures of this because John had told me it's probably the last time we'll see it in public. And this was a picture showing 2 of the NTNES adapters daisy chained and the Intellivision console. This CRT, sadly, wasn't a very good one, but that's something very hard to bring to the show. And we just had what we had from the PRGE staff that brought it over. But people still had fun on it. Had nothing to do with the hardware. There's Duck Hunter. The next picture should be opened up. That beautiful gatefold artwork that I've come to love and expect from the Intellivision collector. There's the back of the box. Steve Jones Box Company. And this is 8-Bit Widgets. That's Caleb on the left and Russ. They're partners. They put out a lot of great stuff. Here is Rick trying out the Sprint. Let me see if this video, oh boy, it's...
Watching Rick of the Intellivision podcast.
Are you guys hearing that through, or is it through the mic? Hopefully you can hear it.
So tell us a little bit about what you think of the new console, Rick. So, I mean, HDMI out is great, right? And it looks really good.
Thanks for stopping in, Eric. Appreciate you.
We're looking for an HDMI. Without doing an HDMI mod or something on an Intellivision. So this is definitely cool in that regard. But it's a change, right?
Oh, that's cool, Phil.
So yeah, that's pretty. The controller's light feels good in your hand overall. I'm sure we'll be talking.
It's a great game, Poe. Mystic Castle's even better.
Hopefully, the next episode might be out.
Yeah, it's not going to pick it up then, Poe.
Commitments because I got some stuff going on in my personal life, but we've got stuff recorded, we got stuff in the can ready to go. I need to get it produced and get it out into an episode. So yeah, I hope by year's end. All right. Well, Goalies, I'm looking forward to every episode. Well, thank you so much. Thanks for chatting with us, sir. You bet. You bet.
Intellivision Aries Podcast. If you don't know, on iOS device and the podcast app, look up Intellivision Aries Podcast. It is amazing. It is amazing. I watched them when I first found it. When I came back, I was listening all day, every day until I caught up. I just went through them all. And now I look forward to every single episode. The current version is C-Mart, Rick, and Pete. And I'm sure that there's others that still help as well, but those are the main guys. Oh boy, I think it was Mark. This was an Atari employee. Oh boy, I have his card. I'll find it later when we're going through the stuff. There's Mike's Gaming Gala. We're getting close to the end because I didn't get a ton of pictures. There were some videos. There's Steve Orth. If you've ever been to INTV Funhouse, that Intellivision website's been going forever. And that is the man. I think he squatted down there because he's like 4 inches taller than I am. Oh, there he goes. That is his normal height. I told him stand up. There's One Hat Man. There's Phil. You see him in the chat. Phil Pettis. There's Luke, the Intellivision collector. There is Lave26. There's Rick again. There's Caleb. There's Russ. I've got my bacon ice cream production shirt on. Shout out for Rich. There is Simone, Agent Mandingo. We're all Mandingos. That just, I don't mean to call him one. That's just something funny that always gets said. There's Rev. He let me take a picture, which doesn't happen too often. I appreciate you, Rev. There's C-Mart, one of the top Intellivision collectors in the world. There's my buddy Sean. There's E. Buckeye Brad and Sean's head. There's another shot of the Eastland Hotel from the corner. Little better view. And that's it. So, what is it over here? Now we got to show you stuff. My gosh, this is going to take a while. Where are we at? Hour 17 in. All right. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything on chat here. Yeah, that was my bad, Poe. I was taking a drink of water and I forgot I didn't realize it was coming through the mic, and I didn't want to do all the crinkly stuff with the water bottle like I just did. So I muted it for a second. All right, so let's go through the stuff. I don't know how I'm going to do this. It's everywhere. First thing I'm going to show are the shirts. This was Brett Weiss. He had new shirts. Tales from a Retro Gamer, Brett Weiss. I support all these guys that bring shirts, ROM hacks. And who doesn't need a new game shirt? Spider's Arcade from Champ Games. This was PRGE shirt from last year, I believe. Where does it say the year on it? 2024. So I showed up late on Friday. It was my daughter's birthday, and the shirts in my size were sold out Friday right when I got there. So I bought a small. It's hanging up here somewhere. I can't wear it, but they made more for last year's, knowing that so many people still wanted them, and I got one. And here is my 8-bit widgets shirt. Gladly support Caleb and Russ. Buy all their stuff, shirts. Here is this year's shirt. This is the year for shirts. I've never bought this many shirts in one show, that's for sure. Mike, the Gaming Road Warrior, what's going on? I just showed pictures of you a little bit ago. Here is your standard Champ Games shirt. I've gained a little weight in the last few years. I'm right in between. I don't like snug shirts. This is a 2X. It's a little big on me, but last year they only had extra large, so I was happy to get a 2X this year. And this was the AtariAge shirt for this year, a PRGE shirt. Definitely had to pick one of those up. What else we got here? So John, the Gen X grown-up, I have mics whenever I do the videos at the shows, and they work okay. They're like $25, but he told me this is what I need, and I appreciate you. They were on sale when he sent me the link after that day, and I grabbed them. They were waiting for me whenever I got home. He says, I will absolutely love these. So sorry for some of the crappy audio when I was using some of those mics, like in that side loading ROMs video. I watched it afterwards when someone made a comment. I'm like, oh boy. So that will be a thing of the past. Also bought a PRGE mouse pad. I don't even remember where this came from. Probably AtariAge. You've got a nice pin there. John gave me this. He was selling them, but he gave me one. This was a card from the 40th Pinball Expo. Is this just a regular card? Is this Walter Day? Yeah, this is a Walter Day card. Want to make sure I spoke correctly. There's the back. So these things are really cool. I had fun getting them home. I was wondering if they were going to make it home safe. They were $45 each. You can see these things are quite big. My head's enormous, so kind of gives you an idea. I don't know the exact dimensions, but they are canvas prints. So I got this one. If Phil's still here. And I got this one. So if Intellivision Dude watches this, I had to get Pitfall, and I'm taking this to Sack Gamers Expo, and because I took it back to the hotel and I don't want to bring it back, and I knew I was going to see David Crane at Sack Gamers Expo. He's going to sign this for me. It's going to go up in the game room. And I got this one. Inside joke, guys. Phil's probably not here anymore. If he is, he'll be talking about that. Astro Smash. Astro Smash got a tiny little, I don't know if you're going to see it. In the end, there's a couple little marks, but it's not bad. But these things are really cool. The back, they've got the hang tab. C-Mart made me buy this. This is a Hong Kong version with the KC still on the box. Complete in box. The box is in pretty good shape. The console in there looks like new. I was pretty sure I might have this one, but he's like, I think he said he only has one or two. He's like, it's pretty hard to get. So I'm like, well, let's get it. That was $140. I grabbed it. It's not going to kill me to have two if I do have it. Let's go over the little odds and ends. Intellivision Revolution got a bunch of coasters. There was Retro Game Con and Revolution catalog. This was a paper that he had out for people to grab and to look at. This was Champ Games on their new games for the show. Intellivision Revolution, just like a little promotional piece. And the Vectrex Mini promotional piece. I got to grab one of everything. And then he also had these little buttons. All this stuff's going to be in random order too. A sealed Night Stalker. And I'm gonna severely run out of room showing you guys all this stuff. This was Chaotic Grill from Champ Games. He bought a bunch of Burgerville, which is maybe like a block or two up the road from the show. And they were $5 gift cards, and they just put their own sticker for the game. Everyone that bought the game got a $5 off from Burgerville, which I thought was really cool. And we definitely used ours. Yeah, I'm happy with it. And if I don't have it, I'll be really happy. But I'm happy either way because that console in there is mint. You got one of those cards too? Sweet. Yeah, I like those. Those are going to be up in the game room. I have the walls like right above me are like 45, and then it goes in a little bit, and then it's all flat in the center. I got to find a way to see if I can hang them like on that because I have a lot of wall space that's 45 up here. Gaming Road Warrior says, of course you got an Intellivision from Hong Kong. I have a lot of stuff from other countries. A lot. And whenever you get all the 125, which is all over down here, you've got to start getting all the subsets and all the different types from different countries. And that rabbit hole never ends. Trust me. Nobody has it all. Brad says, the blue joystick pin came with the Pac-Man dual pack from AtariAge. I didn't get that, so they gave me that. They handed it to me. That makes sense, but I didn't buy that, so. Greasy Canadian Biker, the only bummer is no Tron Deadly Disc, but you can sideload it. You can, I'm assuming you're talking about the Sprint, on a USB stick. Oh, I have one over here. I do, I can't find it. You can load every game, original, homebrew, plug it in, play them all. So the fact that they gave us that is amazing. I love it. I try to answer all those comments. So, oh, it doesn't have this, doesn't have that. You can put them all on. It's easy as plug it in, play it. There are legal ways to get them. A lot of the collections have them. If you own the cart, you can dump it or you can find the ROM. I've been told that you're legally allowed to have the ROM as long as you have the original. There are places, if you do Google, I'm not going to throw up places that, have ROMs illegally, but if somebody wants to, it's not hard to find them, but there's so many cheap ways to have them legally. I highly recommend that, especially with homebrews. There's a lot of free ones. There's a lot of like early versions where just enthusiasts are making them. It's not bad at all. A lot of that are like $5 to $10. So it's not bad at all. You right in the main directory. Right in the main directory. We didn't try anything else. Luke, the Intellivision collector, is the one that did like all the ones that I tested. They were responsible for. They had the laptop and they had all their homebrews. So he put a wide array of everything on there, and they were testing them. I got to test it. He let me borrow it. So I did not have those with me, but big thanks to Luke for letting me do that so I could show everyone how easy it is. Plug it in. About a second and a half, maybe. They pop up and you play them. Pretty soon, you'll be able to do box art and stuff, probably background images as well. I should have did a show on PRGE and a show talking about Sprint. We're probably going to do the Sprint one coming up because there's just no way I'm going to be here until super late. I agree. It is really good. I played with that sucker all weekend. Everything. There was a lot of testing going on. Just a lot of gameplay. Those controllers are 2.4 gigahertz. They work for so far you can't even see what you're doing on the screen, and they still work perfectly. All right, what else we got here? I'll just show you. I got 2 6-packs of Intellivision games. I think, oh boy, what were they? I can't remember what they were. I got these just to have a couple 6-packs. I got a lot of Red Robin points. There was a ton of people there eating. Nobody else had the club. And they're like, you want us to give all the points for everyone to you? I'm like, sure. They didn't do AtariAge badges this year, so a lot of us brought one of the old ones. And this was the exhibitor badge from this year. I think next year AtariAge is going to do it. Here's the D2K translucent cartridge that I showed you in the picture. These tubs work great. Costco. They're like exact box size, just a little bit of room. Everything can pack in the car. Nothing will get smashed. I love these. So here is Plan B, Escape Earth. This game is a lot of fun. I'm definitely going to be playing it on the other channel. If I'm going to spend time playing it, I might as well. Hopefully you can see that. You've got guys that come down and shoot. You've got a shield. You go back and forth shooting up at them, and they move really well. It's hard. And you've got guys and stuff that are your guys that are rescuing into a shuttle, and you've got aliens that can come down, and you have to watch those too and get those on the side. The game was a lot of fun. This one, is it Reisig? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. 2600. There are 2,259 screens spread across 30 levels. It's like an adventure type game. That was recommended by Al. And then Strike Zone Bowling. Those those three that I purchased early on. Of course, they have a nice catalog, and I grabbed that, showing all the different games, new and old. Of course, it got to have a 50th AtariAge sticker. Sorry, AtariAge. And this, One Hat Man. I love you. Finally, after like a year and a half, that's a hair or something. That's not on the box. I have the piggy bank box, and now I'm in the market for. I have one as it comes, just the cart in the baggie, and then I have the box version with a game and everything in it. Now that I have this box, I need another game so I can put it in there. This was the new games from Champ Games. I think I showed that a little bit ago. And then this was a 7800 game, I believe. I like shooters. This one was really good. Tunnels of, is it? Hyperion? I know it's hard to see through this plastic, guys. Sorry about that, but I'll definitely be showing a little bit on these. Here's Champ Games. Dino Eggs. This one was recommended to me. Phil Retrobliss Gaming got this one as well. We actually got the same 3 games. Champ Games number 1. And here was Chaotic Grill Burger Time. Beautiful box. Looking forward to trying that as well. And the final Champs game that I got was Squish 'em Deluxe. I don't know anything about this one. Looking forward to trying that one as well. And Minigun Miner for the 2600. One of the games I went back and bought later. This game has unique controls. I found myself, simple graphics, but the way you come down and how you move and shoot and move around, it was quite unique. And I found myself still wanting to play it and go back to it many times. Because let's face it, I was at the AtariAge booth a lot with that Sprint console there. Here is Phoenix. I'm really looking forward to trying this. I hear it's a really good game. I've seen a few posts of people talking about it that played it already. Pumpkin Trilogy 2. Yeah, we're already an hour and a half in. The Sprint one, sadly, guys, we're going to have to do that one not tonight. Because after I go through all this, it's dinner time. Half hour ago, the kids are down there. The wife's at work until the house is done because somebody has to be here during the day. So I don't have the normal help. Okay, so this was brought to me at PRGE. It's not a PRGE purchase. This is Anthony from Australia. These are all, let me show you one of them. Talking about subsets, and this one just has a sticker. The Lifestyle Electronics division of 17 Play. You'll see the games with the sticker on the bottom. So there were a ton of them in here, and he brought them, and he flew, and he fit stuff. This was a big amount of games. This was one of them. There was more than this. He brought it in his luggage. I can't thank you enough, Anthony. I really appreciate it. So my collection for those just skyrocketed. An Intellivision Inc. sealed Astro Smash. I'm sure I have that, but that was stuff I bought from Rev. Star Wars Death Star Strike, one of the new releases at PRGE this year. David Harley of Intellivision changed Star Strike, and it is so much better. Stunt Cycle. I didn't play this one too much, just a little bit. That was an Intellivision Revolution new release at PRGE. Make sure I haven't missed anything here. Yep, Steve Jones. I know that's been a while ago. It plays ROMs and bin configs. Did not recognize the Ouija files. It should play other file types, but I don't think any others were tested. The INT, I think it was INT. There was a file type that John, Gen X Grown Up, tried, and it didn't load. So then I told him that we tested ROM and bin config files, and those work perfectly. Is the Sprint gonna? I don't think it's gonna be limited run. I think they want to sell a lot of them. I mean, nothing lasts forever, but I don't think it's limited run at all. They're not numbered or anything. So how did the kids like the ride home on the roof of the car since you filled up the... So I did one of those things where I played Tetris, and I do it very well with the car, and everything didn't fit. Second time got it all to fit. Then there was another backpack. So I moved a little bit, got it in there, and I had to push down, and it latched. And we didn't get in there until we got home. The kids had stuff all down between them, and blankets and their stuff all down them, all in the doors, the seat pockets. My wife had where her feet go. She had her feet off to the side, and there was stuff all on her and down where your feet would go. Not my stuff, but like blankets, their stuff. My wife crochets, and she had all that stuff. Nothing extra went in the trunk. So yeah, it was a lot of stuff. Yeah, Death Star Strike. It's a lot better version in my opinion. Carl, what's going on? Well, they have more games on the system so far, so cool. More games will be awesome. You can sideload them all. It's as easy as putting the ROMs on a USB stick and plugging them in. I put out a video on doing that at PRGE. Super simple. They are going to release games. They want to publish games. You're going to be seeing, Intellivision games coming out. I'm assuming eventually it will be physical, but I believe they're going to come on USB stick. But we'll see. There's a lot of questions. I haven't been through the AtariAge forum. Maybe some of this has been answered already. It was so early. Not a lot of people knew a lot of things at the time. Triple Challenge 3. 1,000 Miles Gold. 1,000 Miles was by Brian's Man Cave. And then Gold Digger and Jamrati were by Michael Hayes. All fun games. 1,000 Miles, was it Miles? There's a card game. I never heard of it until this. That's what 1,000 Miles is. Princess Lady, I was a game tester early on in this, and no time, and never saw it to the end. I'm looking forward to trying this one and checking it out. It looks like a lot of fun from what I've got so far. Fido's Adventure. I made videos on this one as well. Basically, it's adventure with better graphics and more added on. Ultimate Kong Jr. Another one from Intellivision Revolution. I have not tried this one either. Kangaroo, programmed by Brian's Man Cave, Intellivision Revolution game. I am not familiar with the arcade. I know some of you probably are. Here's another one that I really, really want to play. I played an early version at PRGE 24. Mermaid, I think it was just called Mermaid back then. Mermaid Enchanted Ocean. There are a lot of screens to go through in this one. Oh, nice. I had to learn how to play it to make my videos. I had some games that I had to make videos before I left. I had no clue, but I'm pretty good at it now. And I love strategy games, whether it's board, card, dice. I love all that stuff. And that's a fun game. I want to buy the original card game now. And Pitfall 1. My video on this one has 2,000 something views. It's been very popular. This is a 7-game collection. It has the original Pitfall. It has Pitfall Immortal, where you're invincible. It has, what is a Pitfall? I forget what the second one's called. Unbound, is it? Where you are invincible and the timer doesn't run. So you can run around and try to finish the game, which I've never seen the ending of the game. David Crane did give me some pointers at PRGE, so I do want to eventually try it. I want to beat it legit without these. And then you've also got 3 versions of Robot. Oh my gosh, just had a brain fart here. What does it say? It doesn't say. Is it Robot Rubble? Robot Rubble. There's 2 versions that are prototypes that aren't really worth playing, but it lets you check them out. And that's Pitfall Harry. Then there's the final version of the game, which had a homebrew release, and that game's pretty good. And then you've got an all-new Jungle Escape, which is an endless runner in the Pitfall universe. And then the new baseball game, Home Run Super Pro Baseball from Intellivision, David Harley. It's the same box as the last game. It has this new sticker, but the game is different. The game is different. They just didn't make a new box. I'm not going to be able to get out of here. All right. 640. So there was a booth there that had some amazing prices on boxed Nintendo stuff. And these, besides NES, Super Nintendo, N64, it's kind of, I'm an opportunistic buyer, but if they have really good deals, and they gave me a lot off these because I bought a ton of them. Bases Loaded 2, I didn't have it complete in box, so I grabbed that one. That was NES. This is Super Nintendo Championship Pool, complete in box. Another NES game. Box was really mint. Mighty Bomb Jack. I didn't have it complete in box, but I do now. This one Brad would like to have. It's not perfect, but I hadn't seen it in box before. Knight Rider. And this was just a box. I have it. Everything but the box. Xevious? Is that how you say that? Xevious? Top Gun, the second mission. Complete in box. NES. Adventure Island from Hudson's. Or Hudson's. What is that? Hudson Soft? It says Hudson's Adventure Island. Bandai Golf, complete in box, still has a shrink wrap except for the top. And I think I have this complete in box. It's a cheap NES game, but I didn't show it complete in box, so I got paid less than $10 for it. Pilot Wing 64. I love Pilot Wings on the Super Nintendo, one of the launch games, I believe. And I didn't have this for N64. And this was from John Riggs. He has a lot of hacks, silly homebrews. I think the first game I bought from my first PRGE trip was RC Pro-Am, but it was OJ Simpson version. It was a white Bronco that you raced. And he does a lot of silly hacks, and this is one of them. This takes Donkey Kong and puts Popeye as your character. I thought of Poe whenever I picked that up. Every time I see Popeye or beat him and eat him stuff, I think of Poe. All right. We're getting close. Here is the play cart, one of the boxes from Steve Jones. Play cable. These are going to go. Thank you, Steve, for bringing those extras. I can't believe I forgot to order extras. Oh, boy. Let's go through these quick. Slash at Demon Head. NES. MiG-29. Soviet Fighter. However many games are in here, that's how many new ones I picked up. Some of the box games were new. G.I. Joe, The Atlantis Factor. I think that's what it says. Jesse, what's going on? Mr. James Boner. I just love saying your name. I'm sorry. Luke, what's going on? Got some new people in here late. We're going through PRG pictures and showing all my mini pickups. We were going to talk about the Sprint and have a discussion. That's going to be next week because this show's already hour 43 and yeah, we're not even done showing stuff for PRGE. Not sure if you can on the console, but the flash drive, yes. Oh, what'd I miss? So you can save ROMs and artwork that you sideload. It's not for sure yet. They are going to have that working. Some speculate if you name it the same, it'll work. I think Ben has stated that. But if it doesn't, I know that's something they're working on. They want us to be able to add box art. If it's not already a thing, it will be. Yes, pickups from PRGE, and I showed a bunch of pictures earlier. You have a unique name, James. You're the only one I've ever met with the last name Boner. Win, lose, or draw. Very cheap game. Somehow 500 in. I didn't have it. Formula 1, Built to Win, F1, BTW. All these are NES. Orb 3D. There's a lot of low-hanging fruit. I had a lot of... Some of these were not cheap. Totally rad. Tag Team Match Muscle. Rainbow Islands. Some of these I've heard of. Some of them I didn't know existed. Captain America and the Avengers. Ghoul School. The Blues Brothers. How many of you guys remember the Blues Brothers? The Punisher. This was the highest end game that I picked up. Donkey Kong Jr. Math. I think that was, I don't know, that was over 150 bucks, I think. Kung Fu Heroes. Rambo. Kiwi Craze. Retro Bro would have liked some of these. He's an NES guy. Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Oh, I can't even read this one. Jeez. Scheherazade? I don't even know what that says. Terra Cresta. I believe that's a shooter. I love shooters. Shmups, we call them now, but when I was young, we called them shooters. Captain Planet and the Planeteers. Because I'm going after most of the games, I'm not buying like the $20,000 games, but if they're within, I don't know what my limit is yet, but Donkey Kong Math I always see, and I picked it up. Shooting Range, gun game I never knew existed. Lots of NES stuff. This is just this one tub. Hope he has a good... Yes, I do, thanks to you. I have a AV upgraded top loader. Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. And Who Framed Roger Rabbit? I think that's it. Some of the box NES games I already showed you. Some of this stuff's all mixed up because when I had to load it all up in the car, I didn't quite have... I always buy more than I planned. And I had to go by Costco and pick up another 4-pack of these tubs. Hey, look, here's some more. Championship Bowling, cheap game. I must not have had the box. Or I just grabbed it because... Intellivision dust cover for a console. Here are a few more lifestyle electronics games from Anthony. Draughts, Checkers. No, that's not how you say that. I don't know how to say it. I know I'm saying it wrong. Drafts. It's drafts, right? Drafts. Is that how you say that? And of course, baseball. I'm still undefeated. All right, we're getting close, guys. A few other sealed games. Space Hawk. Intellivision Inc. Intellivision Inc. Football. Sealed. Some of these are just boxes in here that I picked up from Rick. He had some that were on display, so it was a good price. I figured, why not? That one's out of order. I don't know what. SNES, Tecmo, Super NBA Basketball, complete in box. Pilot Wings on the Super Nintendo. Pretty sure that was a launch game. I love that game. Still like playing it. This was from Rick as well. Dance Dance Revolution Ultra Mix 2. He couldn't bring the dance pads. He couldn't fit his luggage. I said, Rick, do you really need clothes? Just bring the dance pads. Wear the same thing every day. Just a box. Lost Caves of Cross. It's got empty box on it. These are boxes that went for display for shows. DK Arcade. I'm going to do the same thing. I'll have some stuff on display. Old School. Paddle Party. Defender of the Crown. D2K Arcade. Great game. And Boulder Dash. Trying to go quickly on some of these guys. All right. Where am I at? Oh, good. Let's show these. So, of course, I got my Mr. Do box. And I grabbed the Phoenix box as well. I was supposed to come home with a few more, but I left kind of early on Sunday, and it wasn't communicated, and I forgot to ask, and I didn't end up coming home with them. I think we're almost... Oh, how could I forget that? I put some stuff back here. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything else. So this was Audacity Games. This is how you get it. White bags with the sticker. And I got both versions they had available on Poseidon's Gate. This is the collector's edition. And I got one of the little cards. And it comes with certificate of authenticity. Tongue tied on. There's another one of those. That shouldn't be in there. I thought I had two of them. And look at that beautiful thing. That is gorgeous. I love these. And then I also purchased the regular version, and they're all signed right there. David Crane right there in front of you. And these are all registered to you. And since I got back, I ordered the VIP version right away, and it has come as well. So since we just showed those, this box right here is all VIP version for Poseidon's Gate. So I have all three versions again. I don't even know what I have. I'm not going to pretend that I know everything that comes with it because I didn't look yet. This looks like a blanket or a towel, or I don't even know what it is, but let's show it. Screw it. It almost looks like a beach towel. Am I showing it the wrong way? Yep, I am. Look at that. That's awesome. I'm never going to fold that up right again. But I wanted to show you guys. All right, what else is in here? A hat that will not fit my head, but will go great on the shelf. No hats, well, not none, but almost no hats fit my head. And the ones that are snapbacks, you can unsnap them and go like this, and it's like back here. Here is a little keychain with the cart, and it matches. They are not generic. This is all for the VIP edition. Comes with the ROM as well. Here is, look at this. This is heavy. It's a pencil sharpener. Very cool. And some packaging. All right, you've got your invoice, and I think that I'll just show it like this because I don't want to open it. It's a collector's edition signed, and then you've got your very nice high-end certificate of authenticity. I don't know why I'm tongue-tied on that word. And there you have it for the VIP version, not virgin. one more thing, and I didn't even open this yet. This was not from PRGE. This came while I was gone from Michael of Good Deal Games, and this is Intellivision related. I'll show you what I've got here. Cut away from you. Oh, it's packed well. All right. One more thing to open. I definitely don't want to cut into this or myself. Oh, thank you for packing so well, Michael. All right. I can't wait to check these out. Probably do some pictures too. I don't know if I can get in trouble for that, but what I have are some old magazines, and they're all doubled up. All of them, these are from the early 80s. They all have Intellivision content in them, and I did not have magazines like this when I was a kid. Here's Retro Video Game Magazine. This was a different one. This is more modern. This was the only one that's a little bit more modern. I'm not going to pull them all out, but there are several versions that they all have Intellivision in them. And I can't wait to read the articles, the game reviews, because I never got to do that as a kid. I don't even think I knew those existed. So let me catch up on chat here. Yes, top loader's the way to go. Are you talking about the high-end NES games? Because some of those things are like $15,000, $25,000, $30,000. While I could save and not buy anything for a while, I don't want to get them all. If I get lucky or some year down the road and I just need a few and I'm not buying anything else that I need, I may get one every so often, but that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Undefeated for now. Oh, you can't bring the smoke. It says it in your name, but it's the wrong kind of smoke that you bring. There won't be any baseball smoke. He tuck-tailed and run one year. I can't wait to play you. And then he hid. Ivory Towers, never seen one of those. I'll have to look it up. You never seen front loader with a Nintendo drawer installed is pretty nice way to play. I don't know that I've seen that. You don't need the one, you need 3 or 4. Talking about the console. But unlike that kit, you can actually remove the carts by hand. Yeah, I was young. I never had those magazines, but every time I find them with Intellivision in them, I buy them. So I love reading the articles, take pictures, log them. Steve Jones says, I used to buy all those old magazines. I was always a bit disappointed by how little Intellivision coverage there was. Yeah, there was definitely more for other consoles, especially Atari, of course. Then especially once you got into the NES Gen 3 era. But every time I find something with Intellivision, if it's ads, an article, games, I buy it. I eventually like to have them all. But that's going to be fun tracking some of those down. They're getting harder and harder to find. I need a drink. I didn't bring it this year. Taking my family to PRGE and all the stuff I had to bring up there, and then knowing they were coming back, I couldn't bring my normal setup. But I did bring my Pi RTO2, and I had it on there. I did play a little bit of baseball with John, the Gen X grown-up, on the Sprint, and I played a few innings with a few other people, but no full games this year, which was sad because I look forward to going to where I can actually play people that know how to play baseball. The blinking light win had a dang death grip on the carts. I put the blinking light win in my original NES, but now I play almost all my NES games on my AVS. Such an awesome console. I have a few good things set up. They're all sitting over there new in the box. Like I have all the I have a lot of FPGA stuff. I have all the I can't even think of what it's called. There's a giant stack over there, all still new. It started out as going to be FPGA, and then they went to emulation. oh, what's that big set where they have all the modules for all the different consoles? The name is eluding me at the moment. But all right, guys, we're 2 hours in. We were going to talk about sprint coverage. I'm either going to find a time I can go live and we'll do it before next Monday, or we'll do it for next Monday's show. That's going to be another 2 hours in itself. We will leave the sprint coverage whenever we can not rush through it. I definitely want to talk more about the sprint. I need to put out some videos on my thoughts from everything that I've done and experienced so far. I want to go over all the information, talk about it in one spot. I want to interact with you guys and get your thoughts on all the things we're going to talk about. So next week or sometime in the next week, let's look forward to some sprint coverage. And I hope to have some more interviews with Atari and there's other people as well. I've got them willing to come on. Maybe I'll do a panel and have a few of them on. We'll see how the schedules work out. They're from people from all over the place. So definitely watch for those. And I'll be posting that as soon as I get things nailed down on when they can make it. But those are going to be some fun interviews. And I'll probably going to have a moderator for those. Someone to go through all the comments and get the questions out. It'll just make it a little better, I think. But let me go ahead and finish this up and then we'll close it out. I'm supposed to start talking about the console. Surprised Atari added ROM support, to be honest. I was shocked as well because the 2600 plus, 700 plus, they don't have that. Some people, of course, I want a cart. I mean, cartridge slot. Who wouldn't? But I think it's amazing to be able to sideload everything. You could put the entire library you have on one USB stick and just play them. I mean, they're all emulation. If some people think, oh, I wanted to play carts because it's original, it's not. You're just dumping that cart, running it through the same emulator. It's the only difference is you're putting your card in instead of the ROM. But I think being able to play all your homebrews, all the 125, everything, being able to sideload, just pick it up and play, I think it's great. My hat's off to Atari. They're doing something with the Intellivision brand that they purchased. A lot of us for so long were wondering what was going to happen, how much we would get. I'm telling you, these guys are dedicated. I've talked with them for hours at PRGE, and they're dedicated for the Intellivision brand. They know there's a pretty good sized group of us. They want to put out games. They want to put out hardware. They want to improve it. They want to take feedback. They're genuinely want to make good products for us Intellivision guys, and they seem to be going about everything the right way so far. Let's hope that continues, and we'll have some of those guys on. Like I said, there's several guys from Atari and also Ben. They're going to be coming on the show, and I'll give you guys plenty of notice on those so we can have all your questions ready and make sure you guys can make it over. But those are going to be some fun shows. So on that one, guys, we're going to call this one. This is show 89. I thank all of you for being here, whether you're watching live, caught part of it, all of it, or those of you watching later. I appreciate it. Atari Creep, what's going on? Can I start over? Well, actually, you can start over. Just take that little button and go back to the beginning. You want to see a lot of cool stuff? You rewind. Talked about PRG, showed some pictures, and showed off. This was most everything. Some stuff is off in other places, but I didn't get to show all of it. But I showed most of the stuff I bought at PRG. All right, guys. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you hopefully later this week. And if not, we'll see you next Monday, and we'll talk about nothing but the sprint. Until then, have a good night, guys.
Rise up, get ready for the fight. The Intellivision gamer, shining so bright. Reviews and gameplay, he's got it all from classics to new. He stands tall. Unleashing the power of retro intuition. He's got the knowledge, the passion untamed. Intellivision burning with the flame. YouTube's his stage, says brothers unite. Intellivision gamer, he brings the light with the game console.